brought to you by Lincoln Savings Bank. At home in Iowa, at work for you.
Welcome inside the McLeod Center. Panther Sports Talk. Eric Braley, Brad Wells breaking things down as we wrap up 2023, look ahead to 2024. And, you know, some uncertainty with UNI Athletics as the athletic director, David Harris, who's been here a long time, is moving on to Tulane. But I think a home run hire bringing back Bob Bowlesby as the interim AD, Brad.
Yeah, absolutely. Interim athletic director Bob Bowlesby, a UNI grad, grew up in Waterloo, Iowa, and a guy that got his start here at the University of Northern Iowa. Think about that, 40 years ago to the year, he got his career started here at UNI as the director of athletics, went on to Iowa, Stanford, commissioner of the Big 12. The experience that he brings and the amount of knowledge that he can bring, not just to the coaches, the programs, but his entire support team that's going to help through this transition phase. Absolutely fantastic. And I think David Harris, too, reflecting on him just a little bit, really the perfect guy for the perfect time. You think about going through the pandemic, and David Harris, just with that steady hand, that calm leadership demeanor that he has, I absolutely think it was fantastic having him lead the UNI Panther program during that time and set the Panthers up for the next run for the next athletic director.
And it's an attractive position, and you'll see candidates come in. And I'm fine if Bowlesby holds on to this interim tag for a year or two. It probably will be more like 4 or 5 months. And many people know Bowlesby's accomplishments professionally, but he is a diehard Panther. I mean, he has given back time and time again with UNI Foundation, and I really think it's his view of just helping out the university that helped put him on the trajectory of where he is. But I think we're going to get a great list of candidates, and change is not always a bad thing, Brad.
Absolutely. I was going to say, too, you think about it's an opportunity, right, for the UNI athletics program to, you know, if they want to change course just a little bit and have a focus on something else, it's an opportunity to do that, isn't it?
Yeah, and as we reflect on the fall, you know, football didn't make the playoffs, and that one hurt because we thought this team was definitely playoff contender.
Yeah, you think about a UNI football team that's a top 25 program consistently, right? Like, this is a playoff quality football team. You could have probably put another 2 or 3 teams from the Missouri Valley Conference into the playoffs, and they probably would have all won some football games. Every year, though, this Panther football team is up against just one of the toughest schedules in FCS. And I know in some future years we've got 2 FBS opponents on the schedule, but probably for that next athletic director, something to really take a look at is those teams that are getting in. Is it an opportunity to help UNI football lock up a playoff bid by maybe scheduling a cupcake or 2, or maybe an easier opponent instead of, you know, those non-conference opponents, teams that are also typically in that top 25 where it's not a guaranteed win. You know, you think of the programs in the Valley that come into conference play with a 4-0 record, right? UNI might not be able to do that, but they should be able to schedule where they have a couple wins, and then it makes it a lot easier to get in the playoffs year after year because Coach Farley, he's getting guys ready for the NFL. He has coaches that are the kind of coaches that can coach at absolutely any level, whether it's FBS in the NFL. You know, there's a lot of former Panthers, assistants in the NFL, special assistants in the NFL, and go on and do some fantastic things. But a lot of excitement, right? Still 2 of the last 3 NFL drafts, UNI Panther selected, and you expect the coaches that we have that can continue.
And I like cupcakes. I like the idea of putting a cupcake or 2 on the schedule as you head into the toughest conference. Volleyball, another banner year, and it's hard to go undefeated in league play, to win another conference tournament, to make another NCAA, and it's just fun to see. We dipped low 1 or 2 years around the pandemic where it just wasn't traditional UNI volleyball, but boy, Bobby has them back, and this is a fun program to watch.
Yeah, I know Bobby talked a lot about missing those spring practices, and and her staff do such an excellent job of developing skill, developing the individual players to get them ready to come together and have that team success. And I think finally having a couple of springs now back to back where she's able to create some development, you're seeing those kids really take big leaps forward just individually now to where they're winning some of those one-on-one matches and they're able to set themselves up for success in the Valley. They'll still continue to challenge themselves in the non-conference. They won the Missouri Valley Conference tournament. Had they not, would they have been an at-large selection? They maybe won enough teams. I think they would have been in, but it certainly is one of those things where you win that conference tournament year after year, you guarantee yourself in.
Another couple banners going to be hung up here in the McLeod Center for volleyball. We'll talk more about UNI athletics right after this.
The Strategic Play of the Week, brought to you by Strategic Imaging, your one-stop shop for print marketing, signage, apparel, and promotional items.
Keep it here for more Panther Sports Talk.